What's up, everybody? Today we are on a mission to find needles in a literal haystack here. We have been tasked with cleaning up this level 4 hoarder home for one of our clients, and he has got hella cash buried all throughout the property. But let me give you guys a quick tour first. This is the living room I'm standing on top of right now. It's a good 4 feet off the ground, so it's a good angle to kind of show the whole property here. And this is the perspective from the dining area. This is looking pretty deeply buried, and over here to my right is the kitchen. And it looks like we've been cooking up some frozen Marie Calendar meals for a while, so this is gonna take some time to get through. Here I am in the downstairs bedroom, and you can see the hallway is pretty full and tightly packed down from the foot traffic. That's gonna be a bit of a challenge. Now I'm walking into the downstairs bathroom. This room was quite poorly neglected, unfortunately, so fun times ahead for whoever has the honor of cleaning this up. This is the downstairs office, and here we got the upstairs bedroom, and right down the hall is bedroom number 2. Finally, we got the upstairs bathroom, and I'll explain later why we're kidnapping the toilet. We got about 10 rooms that need to be gutted and disinfected. And here's the best part. I estimated 3 days to get the job done. Way to go, Jacob. You definitely won't regret that later. So let's start in the downstairs living room first. Gotta start things from the beginning, right? So at the front door here, we literally just had to use our hands and get things into bags. I sat down here for a little bit to pick up trash because I knew that I might be standing with a shovel all day today. Especially in the super hot and sweaty hazmat suit, I'm gonna need to pace myself to actually make it through these next couple of days. As you start going through jobs like this, things begin to uncover that you might not have expected to see. Like right here where my hand is, you can see a glass coffee table begin to reveal itself. After some time, we finally got through enough stuff here to take out the first major furniture items, which is this sofa bed. Taking this out allows us to work this hoard from multiple angles and get more people in here. Now that we got some more space, we began working on the corner of the house here right under the staircase. And turns out projects like these like to perform magic tricks on you, right? Like, we're out here shoveling away at this area and stuff keeps magically appearing out of nowhere. Like here we just rolled out a giant speaker that was not visible before, and it looks like we're almost done, but oh wait, here's more stuff buried underneath. Ugh. And unfortunately, this is what it's like throughout the whole project, so we're gonna be struggle busting for a bit. We even found mummified rat carcasses while we were clearing out the section, so that was fun. And now we are beginning the part of the job where it is just a straight up grind. So if you are considering a job like this, I would say that these really grindy sessions are going to be the main reason a lot of people quit. Like outside of the traumatic things you see on a weekly basis, like homicide and suicide, you're also putting in some serious physical effort shoveling up trash and moving 30-pound bags of garbage all day. And then you gotta throw these heavy bags of trash out into the dumpster. And let's not forget here that the dumpster is outside the house and sometimes over 100 feet away from the front door. So you gotta walk over with a 30-pound bag of trash in your hands, wearing that hot, sweaty hazmat suit, and just bake in the sun. So yes, being mentally brave and having a strong stomach are essential for a career like this, but also is your physical fitness, because at some point you're gonna be going through it just like this and it's gonna suck. Now this hoard is at a point where we have a lot of space cleared out of the way, but there is still a ton of trash piled up. So my favorite thing to do here is to go on top and just spread the joy all around. Now having done that, we revealed a recliner. So I went ahead and got that out of the way, and I also got the AC unit removed as well. That has a special disposal process. You typically can't just dump it like regular trash. And while I was at it, I went ahead and got the couch removed too, because, you know, why not? I like getting the big stuff out of the house early because it's easier to load the dump truck properly. Helps a ton if you're trying to reduce the amount of dump loads you want to take. And since I may have underestimated this job, that's going to be really important to minimize dump loads as much as possible. Ooh, one thing I forgot to mention here about the client. Basically, he doesn't live here anymore. According to the neighbors, he apparently hasn't been around in over a year. Poor guy ended up in the hospital, which notified the kids. And when the kids came out to the property, they were shocked. This is the house the kids grew up in, so it was super trippy for them to see the condition of it. They had no idea it had gotten this bad. Apparently, the washer and dryer stopped working a long time ago, so he ended up just buying new clothes from Walmart once they turned into cardboard. He also had some concern about the banks and an upcoming financial collapse, so throughout this cleaning project, we were finding wads of cash everywhere. And among the obvious garbage, we found some really nice rifles worth a couple $1,000s. So it was really nice getting to return that to the family. The water also got shut off quite a while ago too, so cleaning this thing without running water is gonna be so fun. Now, at this point in the project, I just feel so beaten up already. We're 2 days into the project, we've gotten about 4 dump loads in already, and we have a ton of stuff left to do. We've been going bag after bag, and this thing has just been relentless. But now we're coming up to the kitchen, and when we first started the kitchen at the beginning of the day, there was literally no room for shovels. So that's when we pivoted focus and got the other parts of the house done first so that we could just get in there and just start scooping up all this trash. It was mostly a lot of cardboard meal boxes and a lot of plastic water bottles. I'd say that made up like 60 to 70% of the trash we were picking up. Now, clearing this section of the house out was actually pretty fun. My company recently got these bins with like a dustpan head at the top, so I could literally go in with the bin and scoop up a ton of trash in one go. It was super satisfying. I had a ton of fun doing it, but if I go for much longer, I'm gonna start overheating in this hazmat suit for real. So I went ahead and took a quick break, and I grabbed some ice water to cool myself down, and when I came back, I had to go and finish off these countertops. And for things like this, it's really just hand to bag for the most part. In the sink here, there was a bunch of knives, so you got to be really careful with digging your hands in there. I'm wearing these super thick gloves. They're called Thicksters. They're my favorite thing in the world. They don't puncture through anything, at least from my experience so far. So once I got finished here in the corner, I went ahead and got to move on to the cabinets. Unfortunately, rats had gotten through the entire house, and especially the kitchen here and the cabinets. And wherever there is rat droppings, there is also urine. So all the items here had to get trashed. Donation centers typically won't take that type of stuff, even if you clean it really well. It's just super not worth keeping. Now, to finish off this pantry, I literally took out a rake and raked out the rest of the garbage under there. And then I simply just grabbed a shovel and bagged up the rest of the stuff. This was one of those kitchens with like an infinite amount of cabinets. At least it felt that way. So I even opened up underneath the sink and saw an absolute horrendous mess under there. Got that cleared up, no problem, and we are basically done with the kitchen, besides the cleaning, of course. So I just went straight to the carpet, because I was really tired of that kitchen. I needed some type of change of pace, and doing carpet is actually pretty fun for me. Basically, what I like to do is open up the carpet and slice on the underside on this hard part. It makes slicing way easier, and then I just roll it up and take it out. Now, I was getting kind of antsy because I just wanted to get this done as fast as possible, so I didn't roll up the rugs the right way. You can see the exposed carpet, the soft fibers on the outside, so that's just not the best way to do it, because if you're taking it out, you're going to start dripping, carpet remains all over the sidewalk on the way to the dump. So that's not ideal, just leaves more of a mess to clean up later. So I eventually fixed that and started doing it the right way. And now we are getting started on the carpet pad. This is always underneath the main carpet, and sometimes it varies in quality from time to time. So I've had some carpet pad that's just literally so stuck to the floor because it was made in like the 40s, right? And it just like evaporates in your fingers. Quite a nightmare to deal with, but we eventually got all this stuff up, and then I got started with a quick sweep through on the walls and ceiling to get the cobwebs taken off. Now we're getting a move on with cleaning the kitchen, and for the floor, I just took a deck brush to agitate it, and then I just got on my hands and knees to wipe up the remaining crud. I recently got a new spin mop that uses fresh, clean water every time to rinse the mop, so I should be able to get this done next time without getting on my hands and knees. But once the bulk of the floor was taken care of, I went ahead and got started on the countertops. I'm using some of the Scrub Daddy Sif Cream alongside their Barbecue Daddy, which is meant for the grill, of course, but it's got this handle and this woven steel on the end of it and a scraper as well, so it just makes it a lot easier to scrub off some of these really tough stains I've been dealing with. Here I am using it on the oven, and it just kind of decreases the time it takes to get the majority of the crud off. And then I just simply wipe it up, and it's looking pretty good again. From what it sounds like, it appears that the family is going to sell the property to an investor, so I just got it clean enough to where contractors could come in and demolish the whole thing and not feel super gross about it. But yeah, once I got the sink done, that basically concluded most of the cleaning we had to do in this area, which leads us to day 3, so that means I'm starting on bedroom number 1 in the downstairs area. This room was pretty straightforward. I went hand to bag for the first part to look out for valuable items. Like I said before, we were looking out for thousands of dollars worth of cash throughout the property. So as much as we want to just go in blind and start throwing everything away, we really got to take our time and look through things like envelopes and pamphlets, shirt pockets, things like that, because people tend to store cash in there and coins and other valuable things. So got to take our time with that, but we eventually got all the stuff sorted through and taken out. We had to go through the closet, which took a while because there was a ton of clothes in there. But this is what the room looks like now that we are done with it. And now that this room is done, we are going to get a move on with the bathroom. This one I was kind of dreading all job long. It seems pretty fairly neglected from what I can tell. And cleaning this won't be too easy on us. So to start this bathroom, I literally just had to go hand to bag for this first part. Super nasty, was not a fan of that. And then we took in the shovel to start scooping up these things at a bit of a quicker rate. But what is hard about this is that the stuff is so packed down on the floor from all the years of feces and urine and whatever the heck is in there. It made it cake down on the ground, and it was really hard to lift up. Like, this is what I'm talking about. I'm taking my shovel here, and I'm just trying to pry up this clothes that were caked on the bottom, and dude, this stuff is just not coming off. I eventually got it all taken up with a little bit of help from the homies. After that, I went ahead and kidnapped the toilet because I like to collect trophies at the job sites I go to, and dude, this was an absolute prize. So I took that bad boy home with me, but now it's time to get moving on cleaning the sink. I started off with the countertops using that Sif cream and the woven steel on the scrub daddies, and eventually moved on to the sink bowl itself, which was coming up pretty easily until we got to this hairball looking like thing in the middle of the sink. It was just not coming off the sponges, so I took the barbecue daddy, which has the scraper on it, and it came right off. I finished up the detail work on the sink and got the rest of this ledge cleaned up as well, and this is what the sink looks like now. Pretty happy with the way this turned out. But we got to stay focused here. I have this entire bathtub that needs to be cleaned. If you look right above the tub, you can actually see the evolution of these soap bars from beginning to end. I don't know, I kind of love seeing the time decay and the consistency behind using the exact same bar of soap. This shower here was taking a long time to complete. Without the running water, it's just really a big challenge for us. But turns out the family's gonna hire a contractor to rip out the bathtub anyway, so I'm just doing a pass over here once to disinfect it, and now it's ready to get torn out. Now we're coming up to the end of day number 3, and I wanted to knock out this office as much as I can before we leave today. So I just went straight into it and got the closet removed, and then I just went hand to bag on my knees here in the corner and bagged up all the stuff here. Since this was the office room and the guy worked in here, there were a couple of valuable items I wanted to sort through with the client first before I start trashing everything. So we walked through everything in the desk and on the floor here with the client, set aside valuable envelopes and cash, and then I just got to toss everything else. So I like having guidelines like that where we take all the valuable stuff out first and then we can just trash the rest. Makes the whole thing go by a ton faster. So this is the finished result of the office room, and now I'm going to get started on the upstairs bedroom. This is the master bedroom where the client was sleeping, at least we suppose he was. And this one was also pretty straightforward like the last room we did. The client went through and sorted out all their valuable belongings and got it taken out, so all I had to do was go in and shovel up the trash and take it all outside. I took the mattresses out, and then I started working towards the corner in this area, and eventually had enough room to take out the cupboards. These were pretty heavy and I didn't want to ding any walls, so I got a little bit of help to carefully move those out of the way. We went ahead and shoveled out the rest of the trash here in the corner. And I thought it would be a good idea to smash down the bed frame so we could save space for the dumpster. So once I got that taken out, it was time to do the carpet. So I rolled up the carpet, cut those things into strips, and I actually rolled up the carpet the correct way this time. I let those carpet fibers on the inside so that none of that debris falls out. I will say though, my coworkers do have a pet peeve with the way I do it still, because I cut them into really large strips, and that just doesn't make it fit in the dumpster as easily. For me, I don't like having to cut through the carpet 10,000 times. I'd rather do 4 slices and be done. But Going forward, I'll probably need to cut it into smaller strips. Super lame, but whatever. I cut up the rest of that carpet pad, bagged it up, and now this is what the finished result of this bedroom looks like. Pretty excited. Now it's time to finish off the last bedroom of this house, which all I really did was the mattress and the bed frame. The crew did everything else, so well done, lads, on this one. Now the final part of this house was the second bathroom, so I kidnapped another toilet for my collection, literally took out the entire sink, cupboards and countertop included, and I scrubbed down the floor. I had a Scrub Daddy butterfly mop, which helped a lot, and then I just did some final details on my hands and knees, and this is what we're looking at now. All in all, it was about 7 dump loads in total, so we were cruising about 2 dump loads a day for 4 days straight. It was a lot of hard work, but it is finally done now, and this house is ready to go back on the market for an investor. And this job really couldn't have been completed without the amazing talent over at Harmony Environmental. These guys stuck with me throughout all 4 days, even when they weren't supposed to go that extra day, but they toughed it out with me in these hot, sweaty hazmat suits, and were able to make this home really transform into something I didn't think was possible. So if you ever need cleaning help, make sure to message me on my website and we can get you connected to someone to help you just like this. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and make sure to stay tuned for more cleanup projects I've got scheduled underway.